Abandoned blind. At first glance, this seems to be one of the most uninhabited places imaginable. Although the temperature is tolerable, instinct screams that the nearby lava flow is a pit of fire, danger, and death. The wicked shards of glassy stone jutting out all angles will only add to the impression that living beings are completely unwelcomed here, and yet a stray shaft of light looms, something that in decay appears to have decidedly unnatural boundaries. Testing grounds. Stench emanates from the depths of this canyon, and something in the wind stings the eyes. The stony walls seem to have shattered in places, and others scorched, and still others melted. It is as miniature war and has taken place here, judging from the remnants' utter violent abandonment. In the clearing ear of the canyon squats a metal scaffold that looks for all the world. It is simply welded together in a haphazard mass. A closer look, and the scissored lengths of metal resemble teeth. Barren canyon. The wind wails through the jagged rocks, carrying the faint scent of dust and death. With it, it appears the stone walls of the nearby gorge are stained with blood, and that the lurid glow of the nearby lava flow and the faint knocking, rattling from the deeper within the ravine is merely the sound of stone on stone, isn't it? Fumarole pit. Noisome stench wafts from the canyon on a stray current of wind, sending even a strong man into a fit of teary-eyed coughs. From deep within the ravine, half hiss, half burbling noise is heard, resembling nothing so much as the labored breathing of a creature in the throes of death. The stench intensifies as you approach, though the faint haze can be seen as a pool of thickening and boiling mud, its surface disturbed by giant bubbles that release noxious gases when they burst. The canyon opens into a semicircular hollow carved out of living rock, the hollow easily large enough to hold several men, appearingly oddly textured, almost as if it's faxated in reverse. The reason for this is obvious, even to the untrained eye. Many gems have been mined from here. Many more shimmer behind the protection of tons of green-black obsidian. A light spell, a torch, a passing sunbeam strokes the gems in its dazzling display of color. The dragon's maw. Gnashing teeth. Shimmering heat waves roll out of the open gorge on a tower of steam, resembling the breath of a sleeping red dragon. The constant susurrus of fine creatures swarming in and out of the lava seem fainter here, in contrast to the heat. A dull red glow reflects off the surface of the basalt, throwing jagged shadows on the ground. The furnace. The rough rock of the canyon floor continues to slope downward, ending abruptly in scattered ash and cinders. The canyon opens up in an unevenly rounded cul-de-sac, filled by a fuming pool of rolling magma. On the north and west sides of the cul-de-sac, man could stand for a few moments. Runes are painted and carved upon the walls, shimmering like mirages in heat. Even the smallest torch gets the cavern glittering at the thousands of crystals set in the walls, ceiling refract dazzling patterns of light. The displays of light is echoed by the whispering of sound stroked from the cavern by an even faint movement of the air. From outside, the cavern is merely beautiful. From within, it is surely by overwhelming. Neglected watchtower. There is a feeling of general decay as you approach the tower, cleverly camouflaged as a broken stalagmite. Upon inspection, signs of the neglect dominate. The door hangs awkwardly in its frame. One of the hidden hinges is broken. The wind whistles mournfully through a long and unintended chink in the rock of the tower. The musty scent of death is by the occasional gust of wind. Unfriendly watchtower. From a ghastly field of flowers juts a jagged stump of rock stretching for up a good 20 or 30 feet. Once it is a graceful stalagmite, now it looks like a rooted tooth, incongruous amidst the rigorous flora carpeting the cavern for as far as the eye can see. Indeed, the rampant overgrowth has even begun to attack the stones themselves. Ivy curls around the splintered base of the outcrop, its roots finding purchase in even the smallest crevice. In the distance, the keen eye can make out one or two more larger stubs of broken stone that are similarly under siege.